So we're doing this every single year till 2030. So this is a long haul. So welcome to the family. Now, why are we doing Haiti Tech Summit? Do you guys know why you're here? We're gonna catapult Haiti to the forward, right? We're gonna change how people see Haiti, right? Can we do it? Can we do it, guys? All right. Now, Haiti Tech Summit was founded on the premise that Haiti can truly be a place of tech and innovation. This year, we highly localized the agenda to showcase the fact that it's not only internationals coming in to make this an international hub. We need to make sure that the local experts are being seen as well. So we have a lot of very amazing local partners, local speakers, local experts who are doing amazing things. Shout out to the local partners who made this a reality, from the media team, our sponsors, our speakers. To showcase, we have it here too. Our vendors, everyone who is local here. You probably have heard this before. Last year, we had over 83 million social media impressions, right? And that really changed how people saw Haiti in those images. We're gonna do it again. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the 6th Annual Haiti Tech Summit. We are pleased to come with you this year for the 6th annual edition of the Haiti Tech Summit, which is the Metaverse edition. We are pleased you could all join us today for this exciting event. My name is Daniel Tete. I'll be your host for today, and I'll be assisted by Letitia Boatin, who will join in much later. The theme for this year is From Recovery to Rebirth: How Technology Can Reset the Future of Haiti. Before we begin, we'll just take a brief recap of the previous edition of the Haiti Tech Summit.
Haiti is
life,
opportunity,
commitment,
convite,
innovation,
Haiti's wholesome,
special,
phenomenal,
inspirational,
colorful,
powerful,
wonderful,
beautiful,
awesome. I would say that Haiti is Creole because it's a mixture of so many different things.
Haiti is dynamic.
Haiti is vibrant.
Haiti is the future.
Haiti is innovation.
Haiti is inspiration.
Haiti is passion.
Haiti is power.
Haiti is spice.
Haiti is beauty.
Haiti is opportunity.
Haiti is revolutionary.
Haiti is potential.
Haiti is full of potential.
Haiti is resilient.
Haiti is resilience.
Haiti is strength. Haiti is dynamic.
Haiti is soulful.
Haiti is electrifying.
Haiti is love.
Haiti is love.
Haiti is
That was the recap of the Haiti Summit. My name is Daniel Tete. Like I said before, I'm the Startup Programs and Projects Manager here at the Global Startup Ecosystem. And I'd like to give the opening remarks for this year's summit. We come to you with the 6th annual edition of the Haiti Tech Summit, which is powered by the Global Startup Ecosystem. This is an initiative that we host, and we are partnered by various partners globally, which include Google Cloud, AWS, IBM Cloud, HubSpot, and many more. We come to you today with a host of speakers who you'll be meeting as we go on with the agenda we have for today. This includes Ryan Folland, who will be meeting shortly, as well as Christine and Tim, our CEO and co-founder, and standing team, among many others. This session will be live on our socials, including Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And there will be a live networking hub on the Metaverse Hub, which would go into details about that as we go along. I'll just give a brief intro about the Metaverse Hub. This Metaverse Hub was going to be the networking session post the event. And if you registered, you would have received the RSVP to join the Metaverse Hub after the event. Once you receive your access to the Haiti Tech Summit Metaverse Hub, you create your avatar and then you join us. When you enter, you'll be able to network with the community within the Metaverse Hub. We have available a networking lounge, a game room, and then a roundtable session for various discussions within the Metaverse Hub. I'd like to just give a brief information about why we do the Haiti Tech Summit and what the global startup ecosystem is all about. Haiti Tech Summit is the world's most iconic summit that curates an active network of Haiti's investors, tech entrepreneurs, celebrities, politicians, and business moguls. And each year, the program gathers thousands of pioneers from across Haiti and around the world to address and tackle challenges that affect Haiti's future. The Haiti Tech Summit serves as a platform to influencers who are sourcing innovative solutions and partners that leverage exponential technology to accelerate Haiti as the world's final tech frontier hub. This is powered by the global startup ecosystem, which is the world's first digital accelerator, and it leads today as one of the largest digital ecosystem development platforms. It has a mission to educate, inspire, and prepare individuals and organizations for the digital age. GSE brings together both private and public stakeholders to address humanity's greatest challenges through exponential technologies and entrepreneurship. We are guided by three main pillars, which include entrepreneurship, employment, and education. Under the entrepreneurship pillar, we are the leading platform for tech ecosystem building in the world. We have supported the launch of accelerators, tech summits, and tech initiatives in numerous countries. And we also host career workshops and personal development sessions on a regular basis under the employment pillar. Under the employment pillar, we have one of the largest database of tech talents in the world and a host vertical topic nationwide digital career accelerator programming. Under the education pillar, we conduct workshops, bootcamps, webinars, and prepare participants for the digital age. Under the global startup ecosystem, we have over 200 brands and tech summit brands that serve different countries and industry verticals. And we launch new brands within our portfolio based on demand and growing partnerships. And we are guided by the belief that every country in the world will prioritize tech as a central component of a country's economic and social development to be able to be competitive in the world we are today, because we see that we are all living in the digital world today. So this is the sixth annual edition, and with the first annual edition began in 2017, where we launched the Haiti Tech Summit, and there was a live edition in person. It was a 3-day event with 100 speakers, 300 delegates, as well as 40 global partners. In 2018, we came back again with the second annual edition, also a live edition in Haiti, also a 3-day event with 100 speakers and an increased number of 500 delegates. In 2019, we came with a third annual edition, also live in-person event, which was also a 3-day event with 100 speakers, 1,000 delegates, and then 65 global partners. In 2020, we held the first hybrid edition, which was the fourth annual hybrid edition of the Haiti Tech Summit, a 2-day event that included both in-person and live virtual sessions for our both digital and live delegates. We came about 100 speakers and 70 global partners. In 2021, we had the fifth annual edition, which was a digital edition online. We had 25 speakers, 5,000 delegates, and 80 global partners. And we've returned this year with the sixth annual edition, which we've tapped the Metaverse edition with the Metaverse Networking Hub post the session. We have 30 speakers lined up for today's session and expected 6,000 delegates to join in both virtually across various platforms, including the Haiti Tech Summit website. Previous speakers that have spoken within our network include Jack Dorsey, who is the former CEO of Twitter and also the CEO of Square, the late president of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, former ambassador of the United States to Haiti, Michelle J. Sisson, and Ben Horowitz, who is of the Henderson Horowitz firm, and Tim Draper, who is also of the Draper Associates, just to mention a few. Some of these speakers have already spoken at the Haiti Tech Summit, including Jack Dorsey, who spoke at the first annual summit, as well as the other editions of it as well, including Ben Horowitz spoke at the Haiti Tech Summit, Mike Romoff, Tim Draper, the ambassador I mentioned before, the founder, Christine Intim, as well as the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs for Haiti, Honorable Roche Edmond, who also spoke at the Haiti Tech Summit. Other speakers include Jennifer Littora, who is of ecosystem development at 10th grade, and Flora Wang of HubSpot, as well as Johnson Napoleon of Azuri University. All these speakers have spoken at the Haiti Tech Summit on previous editions. We are supported by top partners that include Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, HubSpot, AWS, SendGrid, Google, Momentum, the Africa Future Fund, our Metaverse Times, and the Caribbean Tech Group. This year, we've come to you with a set annual edition, and we have an exciting lineup of speakers that include Christine Team, who is the CEO of the Global Startup Ecosystem, as well as the Haiti and the founder of the Haiti Tech Summit. We also have Dr. Gerda Nicholas, who is a professor of educational and psychological studies at the Department and School of Education and Human Development at the University of Miami. We have Christine Coupe, who is the founder and CEO of Dagmar Marketing Agency, and Forland, an art of data actor and brand consultant, as well as Jessica Pierre, who is a communication executive at the City of Boston. We have Nadine Paul Devil, who is the co-founder and CEO of Paul IT, and Adnan Hendricks, who is the creative director of Cloud Solutions. We have Dr. Paul Etienne, who is the founder of Magbu, as well as John Mark Couvlier, the manager of Haiti Invest. We also have Jacqueline Ashias joining us today, Hate, Einstein in team, Hafsin Floro, Stephen Michel, Rachel Pierre, and also cohorts Dolores and Benji from the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. This year's theme is From Recovery to Rebirth and How Technology Can Reset the Future of Haiti. We have an action-packed agenda that would kick off this session today. Without much ado, we'd like to move on to our next segment where we'll go into a workshop session with none other than a return speaker at the Haiti Tech Summit. Always excited to have him here. The Haiti Tech Summit will be transitioning to our first speaker for today in the person of Ryan Fallon, who is an author of Teach the Act as well as a global brand consultant. We'll go into a quick 30-second countdown as we usher in Ryan Fallon.
Ahoy!
Hello, Ryan. Welcome.
It's good to be here.
Pleased to have you here.
I wish we were sharing coconuts on the beach, but we're just going to have to share some Wi-Fi internet connection today.
Yeah. Welcome. The stage is all yours.
Awesome. Well, get me full screen because I am just sharing what you have here in front of me. Ahoy! Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world and wherever you're catching this. I'm super excited to be here with everybody today. And if you know me, I'm going to start with a story. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to get out of my own way. So let's start with a little bit of a story time. I think stories are an amazing way for us all to connect. And I actually have a story of when I was in Haiti with my buddy Jude, and he picked me up at the airport, and we were headed to the Haiti Tech Summit. Now, the streets in Haiti are a little interesting and crazy. Now, we didn't have as many people on this car or some of the other cars, but we were en route, and we had a destination. But we also had a problem. And the problem was that we didn't have any food. We were hungry. I didn't get the food that I needed on the plane. And so I was telling Jude, I'm like, Jude, I am hungry. Let's get some authentic Haitian food. And he's like, yeah, we'll get it. So we're driving along, and it gets into the sort of windy remote part. And then all of a sudden, Jude sees something, pulls the car over and stops. And I wasn't really sure, like I wasn't necessarily paying attention. And I thought something was going wrong. Well, nothing was going wrong. There was just a problem solver on the side of the road. Now, this gentleman, he approached us after we pulled over, and he did not say, I am a fisherman. What I do is fish. Let me talk to you about how I catch fish. Let me talk to you about how I bait the hook. Let me talk to you about the last time I was out and let me talk to you about my strategy of how I actually catch fish. No, he literally took the fish and he said, here's the fish. Here is the problem that I have solved for you. And this was a problem that we had. It was a problem that he was able to solve. And that is why we bought a fish from this gentleman. Now, we continued on, and we ended up on a beautiful spot on the coast. We went out on a boat. We had another coconut or two on the beach. But why am I telling you the story about traveling and buying a fish? The reality is, and the reason I'm telling you, is that people don't care what you do. Now, I know that's kind of hard to take because we're all excited about what we do. But in the short amount of time I have here today to teach you how to pitch more effectively, I need you to understand people don't care what you do. Now, I didn't really care that that guy was a fisherman, but what I did care about was the problem that I had. And I want you to think about this. People don't care about what you do. They care about the problem that you solve. And when you can get this, and when you can learn how to communicate, not what you do, but the problem that you solve, you can get people interested in what you do without even telling them what you do. That's my goal here for you today. My name is Ryan Foland. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, and I'm a ginger. And the ginger is reference to my freckles, my red hair, and I like to think my energy. Now, I've become known as Braquique Ginger. That's because I've been with the with Christine and Einstein and the whole crew all the way to Ghana and back. And Braquique, I really feel like I want to be that big brother and that mentor. And Ginger actually means a little bit of energy. So I'm here for everybody. Now I want to show you me in action in Haiti. This is me in my prime here. I often have a problem in Haiti around hydration. And so coconuts solve that problem, right? I don't necessarily care about how the coconuts are gotten, but I care about the coconuts when I need it. Couple other fun photos. Here I am with Jude and some other homies at the Haiti Tech Summit. And I really miss being up on stage because there's something so powerful about being there, but I can't wait until we're back in person. So before we get too far along here, I have a question for you. How confident are you in your ability to pitch yourself or to pitch your business? So I want you to go into the chat and I want you to give on a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, 0 being that you really can't do this at all and you have no idea what you're doing. And then I want you to do a 10 if you're awesome at pitching. You can explain what you do very simply. So drop in the chat. I just want to at least get a couple people. How confident are you at pitching yourself or your business on a scale of 0 to 10? Who wants to drop in the chat? Who wants to be the first? Think about it. Are you confident? Can you put your business together and explain it to somebody in a compelling way? All right. I'm just going to assume that everybody's a 0 then. How's that? I first want to share a little bit about the fact that we all have two things. We all have experience and we all have expertise. Now, okay, Guy's a number 8. That's great. Thank you for answering, Guy. The reality here, oh wait, I was in the wrong chat. All right, we got 8, 8, 7, 2. We're across the board. No matter what number you are, you all have experience. These are the life experiences that you have. And as a result of those experiences, we end up with expertise. But the reality is that no matter what our experience and no matter what our expertise, at the end of the day, storytelling is our greatest asset. Now, where does storytelling come involved? Storytelling comes involved all over the place. And so at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're telling stories to the people that you meet. You're telling people to the stories that you greet. You're telling stories to the people who you're trying to sell your products or services to. At the end of the day, a good pitch is a good story. But the problem is people don't ask you, what's your story? People go in there and ask you what you do. If you're at a networking event or in an environment where people are getting to know each other, they literally say, what do you do? But that's the wrong question. Because remember, people don't care what you do. Now, my question to you is, when someone asks you what you do you ramble like a babbling fool? Do you talk so fast that you're blue in the face? Is your big idea all over the place? Do you say the same thing every time? Do you bore investors out of their mind? You might even do it and you might not even know it. Your startup hasn't started. All you want to do is grow it. And every time you open up your mouth, you seem to blow it, and you wish there was a method or a way you could control it. Well, have no fear, because the answer is here. And it is in the form of permission-based pitching. And I will make this very clear. Your goal in communicating your business, your idea, your passion should be to keep it simple and make it powerful. And don't confuse simple with easy, because you only have a certain amount of time with someone's attention. The more that you talk, the less people listen. And the less that you talk, the more people ask questions. And questions leads to conversation. And conversation leads to curiosity. And curiosity leads to connection. And when you connect with somebody, you can help them understand that you solve a problem that they have. You have a very short amount of time in conversations. And think about the conversations that you've had with people. You ask them what they do, and then they tell you what they do. And then when they're done, you ask them what they do. And it's just like this conversation with a bunch of words, but no real connection. So I'm going to share with you a trick of how to get someone's attention, how to keep it, and how to get them wanting to talk with you more. And it really just comes down to a single important question. And that important question is what the problem is that you solve. So do you think people, I just want to check, do you think that people care more about what you do? Or do you think they care more about the problem that you solve? Now I'm just asking because I'm telling you what I think, but I want to know what you think. So type in the chat, do you think people care more about what you do? Or do you think they care more about the problem that you solve? Let me see what you think. I know my answer. I want to convince you, but I still want to understand. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm faster than everybody this morning, and I have a short time. So I'm going to assume that you took your guess, or you're thinking about it. And I believe that people only care about the problem that you solve. Yeah, we got Jean-Marc Colfie, who's on the same page. Felipe says problems that they think I can solve. I think people only care about the problems that you solve. And that is why it's so important when it comes to pitching your idea. So when somebody asks you, what do you do? And you know they're going to ask you that. I challenge you to answer a different question and say, I do a lot of things, but what I'm most passionate about, what I get up in the morning for, what I love to do, it's actually the problem that I solve. This is very key. When somebody asks you what you do, tell them, I do a lot of stuff, but what I'm most passionate about, the thing that I'm most excited about, it's actually the problem that I solve. And what this does is it completely changes the trajectory of the conversation, because now they are actually interested in the problem and they will ask you, well, what's the problem that you solve? And now you're in a conversation. Okay. Yes, it's about how you are enhancing their lives. I love that. So here is permission-based pitching. This is a formula that I've developed over the years, and it works. Now I'm going to step you through it, and it does take a little bit of practice, but I want you to understand you can do this. When somebody asks you what you do, you say, it's kind of a funny question, but it's actually more important if you understand the problem that I solve. And they're going to say, I guarantee it, if you stop talking, they're going to say, so what is the problem that you solve? And if you look over here on the far corner, you're going to say, the problem is blank. And you share the problem. Okay. And then you ask them, do you think that it is a problem? Do you think that the problem that I'm solving is a problem? They either say yes or no. If they say yes, you say, is that a problem that you have? They either say yes or no. If they say, no, I don't have that problem, follow a little chart, goes down, and you can say, well, do you have any friends or do you know anybody with this problem? It's either a yes or a no. If it's a yes for them or for their friend, you put a time component to it. And you say, are you looking to solve this problem anytime soon? It's either a yes or a no. If they say no, you say, okay, whenever you're ready to solve that problem, let me know. And if they say yes, you simply say, I can help. This is conversation design at its finest. If you follow this format and you follow this actual process, nowhere in here do I share what I do. And so using this method, if somebody asks you what you do, don't tell them what you do. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Say, what's more important is the problem that I solve. And they're going to go, oh, they will ask you, so what's the problem that you solve? And then you tell them, the problem that I solve is blank. Do you think that's a problem? Yes or no? If they don't think it's a problem, you have to talk until you convince or communicate the problem in a way that they see it's a problem. In general, then do you have the problem? Yes or no? Does either yourself or somebody you know want to fix it now? Yes or no? And then if it's a yes, when it's a yes, you let them know that you can help. So if you want to understand how to effectively pitch yourself in a short amount of time, you have to tell me the problem that you solve. And so I want you to type in the chat right now, what is the problem you solve? Not what you do, but the problem that you solve. And if you can articulate that very concisely, you can utilize permission-based pitching to get people interested in what you do without even telling them what you do. Now, the reality is that it's difficult to just share the problem because you're so used to sharing the solution. So typically when I ask people, what is the problem? They still tell me it's the solution. So you really have to identify that existing problem that you are solving and don't mention what you do. And when you do that, it will change the way that you show up and change the way that you communicate. Now, when it comes, okay, all right, Annie, I help organizations minimize risk to an acceptable level. Unfortunately, you told me what you do. Okay, think about this. I help organizations. That's your solution. This is a common mistake. We're so used to sharing our solution. But Annie, instead, what is the problem that you're solving? The problem would be that when risk is not minimized to an acceptable level, people leave the company, things go out of business, like bad stuff happens. Now, Guy, unfortunately, you also are sharing your solution. Building leaders, that's what you do. But the problem is, if you don't build yourself as a leader, all these other things go wrong. David, same thing, buddy. Helping people with their technology needs, that's what you do. Do you realize that is not the problem that you solve? The problem is if people don't know what to do with their technology, or they can't figure out the technology, then they're left behind. Then their businesses don't work. So I really want us to distinguish the difference. Everybody's going to ask you what you do. And so it makes you think that what you do is important, but it's not. The only thing that matters is the problem that you solve. And when you can tell people the problem that you solve, you can ask them, is it a problem? Yes or no. Is it a problem that you have or a friend has? Yes or no. Are you looking to solve this problem anytime soon? Yes or no. And whenever they're ready, you can help them out. And after this, you've got them interested in what you do without telling them what you do. And it is the most powerful thing that I can teach you. Now, the one thing that I will share is the difference between a paper cut or chopping your finger off. Now, I'm sure you've had a paper cut before, right? And it just slices you and, it hurts a little bit. It stings. But what if you actually had a knife and you were to, what if you actually chopped your finger off? What if your finger was chopped off? The difference between a paper cut and a finger being chopped off. I'll tell you what the difference is. It's the implicit reaction in someone else's head. So if you describe your problem like it's a paper cut, nobody's going to care. They're going to be like, so what? So your goal is to identify the problem that you solve, make it feel like it's a finger that's been chopped off so people are actually engaged with that problem. Use permission-based pitching to get them excited about the problem that you're solving. And that is truly when your pitch is no longer a pitch, it's actually an art form. And at the end of the day, the way in which you articulate the problem that you solve is your ability to get somebody interested in your idea, regardless of whether you share it with them or not. And at the end of the day, if you do this correctly, you will influence people to see you as somebody with a fish that they need to buy. They don't care that you're a fisherman. They care about the fish. And so when you want to influence people, influence them with the problem that you're solving. Now, my time is up, but I have one last question for you. I want you to tell me, on the scale of 1 to 10, did we move the Richter at all? Do we have anybody who now has a higher threshold for what it is that they are actually, how they're communicating? On a scale of 1 to 10, did we get any? All right. Yes, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm easy to find. I am Ryan.online. We got somebody up to a 7. You know, I'm really excited to participate in this. I wish we could all hang out for the rest of the day. But at the end of the day, you have so many people here to help support you. And I'm just so glad that I'm one of them. If you want to find me online, you can go to Ryan.online and find me wherever else you want. So I'll head this back. If I could, I'd spend all day with you, but I can't. Centel, thank you for the opportunity. And I know you have a whole day of exciting program for the rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Ryan. It was really a pleasure having you on. We're glad you could join us for this year's. So you can see from the chats, everyone's excited and ready to go now to kick off this this year. Ryan.
Well, I feel like we got a lot of problem solvers, so that's really what's important. Remember, nobody cares what you do. They care about the problem that you solve. I appreciate the problems that you solve, and it's with your problems that this whole goal of rebooting Haiti is going to happen, because we need help to solve problems. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Adios. Have a great day.
Right.
Lots of great speakers.
Once again. Thank you. All right.
Adios.
Thank you so much, Ryan. So that was Ryan, our first speaker for today. Thank you so much, Ryan, for that thought leadership and sharing your thoughts with us. We'll just transition a 30-second count now as we prepare for our next speaker. Hello and welcome, Dr. Nicholas. We are really pleased to have you on today's Haiti Tech Summit. Dr. Nicholas is a professor in educational and psychological studies at the studies department in the psychology department at the University of Miami and the School of Education and Human Development. He's our keynote speaker for today, and without much ado, I'd like to hand over to Dr. Nicholas to give us her keynote remarks. Welcome, Dr. Nicholas.
Thank you so much. Honneur, bonjour. The honneur, as we say in Haiti, and oftentimes when we say honneur, the other person say respect, So I know that all of you who are joining us from Haiti understand that call and greeting. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with all of you this morning. I'm super excited to be here and to share a few of my thoughts. Man, it was so awesome to hear Ryan. So I give him a great applause for hear him talk a little bit about making sure that we are focusing on the problems that we want to solve as opposed to who we are and the issues and so forth. So thank you for the opportunity to share with you a conversation that I think is important. And I think it fits very well with what Ryan was talking about in terms of like our piece of confidence, because confidence comes from self-awareness and it comes from whether or not how much do we know about ourselves as well. So I'm hoping that you're able to see my slide. I hope so. Let me know if you can't see the slide that I'm showing. Are you able to see the slide? Give me a thumbs up, somebody. And there, okay, awesome. So I'm focusing this morning on stress and well-being because it is so important as we sort of kick off the Haiti Tech Summit. And as we focus on our work as professionals, it is so important to recognize how important our well-being and stress impacts all of that. And so as Ryan was talking earlier, it's like where you are at and how you show up in terms of your mental well-being has an amazing impact on the ways that you're about to pitch to somebody. So with that, I want to be very well aware that many of you who are watching this, right, wears many different hats. Many of us are in lots of different roles. We are juggling lots of different careers and family life as well. We are dealing with societal stressors, all around. So that means like every single day we are constantly being bombarded by a number of stressors in our lives. And so it is important for us to take stock of all of that. So let me, if you forget nothing else I'm about to say, please remember what I'm about to say regarding stress, because sometimes we think of stress as the stressors, but not the stress itself. So stress, the way for you to think about it, is the way your mind and your body respond or react to things that are happening outside, whether or not they're real or the imagined threats, right? So so stress is your body's and your mind's way of responding or reacting to things that are taking place, whether or not they're real or the imagined of events or changes, right? So oftentimes when we talk about stress, we talk about the stressors, right? And these stressors can be both internal or external. But you can have lots of internal stress, you can have lots of external stress, but ultimately the stress itself is the way that your body and your mind is reacting to it, which is why it's so important. And we say all the time that your mind is the biggest asset that you have, because if in fact you know how to control and manage that reaction, then you are able to deal with some of the other issues that you are dealing with as well. So really important to think of to think that too as we're going through this. I know my time is short, so I want to tell you a little bit about two really good friends that stress have. So whenever you have stress, and I try to put some of this stuff in Creole as well, because this is the Haiti Tech Summit, so we can have some stuff on Creole. To ensure that it's good for you to know that stress has two really good friends that oftentimes accompany. One is anxiety, what we refer to as anxiety, and then the other one is fear. So stress, the way that your body and your mind reacts to things that are happening, as well as anxiety and fear, you get all of those good friends together, they have a significant impact on your immune system, right? So really important. And you know how important your immune system is because it allows you to fight off anything else that's going on, right, with you. So it's really important that we do everything possible to control that, to ensure that we have a good, robust immune system. So this slide just talks a little bit about all the ways that stress affects your body, and so that you can pay attention to it. So I hope that take a screenshot of the image for those of you who speak French. But if you don't speak French, you will see it, that it's literally telling you that the stress, your body and mind's reaction starts mind all the way down to your feet, right? So let me show you a little bit about what do I mean by that. So what are some of the ways that the stress is going to affect you? So when you take a look at your body, and I'm saying all of that so that you pay attention to, like, when these things are happening, you say, okay, what is happening? What's a threat in things or change or event that's happening in the outside that's allowing my body to have this particular reaction, right? So you can have headaches, so migraine headache, muscle tension, chest pain, when you're feeling fatigue, your stomach is upset, when you're having sleep problems. So your body, those are signs within your bodies. But then when you think about your mood, so like we talk about anxiety, right? When you feel restlessness, when you're not able to, you don't feel like you can focus, when you feel overwhelmed, or you feel irritable and angry, at times, sadness and depression, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Those are, again, side in terms of your mood. And when you look at your behavior overall, then you're looking at, like, eating a lot or not eating, right? Is part of that. When you start to drink a little bit more than you typically use, using tobacco, or socially withdrawn in terms of your behavior, all of those things are signs to tell you that your body, your mind is reacting to something, and that is what the stress is. I want to very quickly say, like, as we're talking about these things, it's so important to think about culture and the role that culture plays. And I want to give you just a quick example of that. So when we think about depression, for example, there's, like, very specific ways that we think about depression. But when we've done the research to look at what does depression looks like among Haitians, we find these 3 different types of depressions, right? Which are nowhere you would find them in any cultural thing at all, like any DSM at all, because it's so culturally specific as well. So really important to pay attention to those. So the most common form of depression that we see is depression, the somatic depression. This is all the stuff we're talking about, the body, right, reaction to it, which is really is important. And then the other depression that we saw is what refers to depression with hope, and then the other one is depression without hope. So I mentioned that to say that as we're talking about all of this stuff, is really is important to keep in mind the importance of culture. Now, I know all of you are paying attention to what just recently happened with Stephen Ross, right, in terms of the suicide, and we're sending our love and thoughts to his family, his fans, and all the people who love him. But it is important, like, this conversation and why we opening up this summit with talking about mental well-being, because we show up oftentimes, all the time, as if things are okay when we are not okay. And so, like, we are reminded by, the action of Stefan this week around, like, the pain that people are oftentimes experiencing. So I want to share very quickly, for those of you who are watching, to pay attention to the warning signs regarding suicide, like extreme sadness or hopelessness, the suddenness of calmness. This is really important. And what I say to people all the time is pay attention to the change in behavior. If somebody was sad and suddenly you see them very happy and peppy, that doesn't mean that they're okay now. It just means that they may have figured out, how do I get out of this pain that I'm in? So really, really important to pay attention to that. And for those of you who are in the state, there are lots of resources that one can use to be able to do so. So let me move on, because I know my time is really short, to say there are this opportunity to think about stress and think about ways that it's impacting your mind, your body, your mood. There's some things you can do to absolutely do that. It is in us. It is our responsibility to recharge ourselves. And I'm challenging all of us to really nurture ourselves in these particular 4 areas: emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. So here's why: because the research tells us that if in fact you do certain things like exercise regularly, eat right, get enough sleep, that it will have a huge impact on your level of depression, your level of anxiety, and other physical illnesses like heart diseases and so forth, especially on women as well, right? The other thing I want to mention is sort of like this idea around trauma and our experiences with trauma. And I'm putting this slide there because many of us shows up in spaces with our own traumatic background, with our own, experiences and things that have happened to us. And it is absolutely crucial for us to ensure that we know the myth and then the truth when it comes to trauma. So you are not your trauma, right? Which is really is important. It's just an experience that one have, but it is important that we find ways to address it. And I hope that you will take some time to do so. Here, let me just finish, because I know I have 4 minutes left to finish up. Just some key suggestions in terms of how to take better care of yourself. And I hope that you are gonna take this on seriously for yourself. So really getting enough sleep and nurturing yourself is really important. Making sure that you do your checkups, which are really important. I said to people all the time, your annual dental checkup, your physical checkup, and so forth, and then a relationship checkup, which is what I also do with people, is important. Trust yourself and respect, treating yourself with respect and compassion. It starts with you. It's like, how do you treat yourself and determine how you're going to show up with other people? Taking some time out for yourself is important. Finding ways for you to expand your mind and grow in such a way is really, really important as well. I want to also suggest the importance of spending time with some quality people in your life as well, which is important. Don't expect to be a superwoman, a superman, right, and so forth, because that adds a level of pressure. Get organized, because that helps you in terms of managing the level of stress, communicating your thoughts, and definitely reserve some time for you, for some pleasure, and so forth. And I'm saying all of that because I know how amazing our Haiti Tech Summit team has been and the work that they've put for this event. But we want to make sure that they're also taking care of themselves as well. So I hope that they're taking some of that as well at heart as well. So some things in Creole for our folks who are watching, because this is Haiti Tech Summit, to know there's lots of things that are also available on Creole in terms of how you can manage the stress. And I just put some of that slide there to kind of help all of us think that through a bit. So really taking time for yourself, all the things we just said in English as well, but it's an opportunity to know that you can absolutely control your reaction to this stress. Like, you get a chance to manage it. That's the beauty of understanding stress, because it is your body's reaction and your mind's reaction, which means it's in your hand to control how you're going to respond to all of it. I want to leave you with this sort of final two thoughts. One is we put together look at this slide that talks a little bit about zone of learning. And it is important to pay attention to, oftentimes when things are happening around us, what zone are we in? And if we look at something like COVID, fear is the thing that comes in relatively easy. The next one is our learning zone, but we always want to be in the growth zone. And so you're working towards that. And the more you're in your growth zone, the less you are impacted by the stressors that are taking place in your life as well. Final thoughts I want to leave you with today, based on all the things I've said in my very quick couple minutes with all of you, is that self-care is important. It's empowering. And when we are overwhelmed, we lack the energy and focus to make clear decisions about the things that we want to do. So if we are feeling overwhelmed, all the wonderful tips that Ryan just shared, it's going to go out the window because we can't stay focused. So it really is important that we find ways to manage that. If we just take a few minutes regularly to renew your energy, and I mean a few minutes, take a minute, go outside, go walk, step out of a meeting, go out and just walk around. That's enough to get your mind cleared up and get your body in a different place. So I'm really challenge all of you to really take some time for yourself to come for the next couple months, for the time that you are doing, which is really, really, really crucial in terms of the work that you are doing. And so with that, I say thank you so much. And I'm wishing all of us to focusing on our well-being, because we recognize that mental health is wealth. Mental health is wealth, and it is important for us to pay attention to ourselves so that way we can show up for other people and we can do better work, not only in tech, but in all our business work as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with all of you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nicholas. That was really quite inspiring. I like the part where you said you should take care of ourselves, to manage our stress so that we can be healthy and be able to carry on with the work that we do, especially that we are all trying to make an impact in the world that we are. It's important to take care of ourselves and then manage our stress. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. That was Dr. Nicholas, our key speaker, who is the professor in educational and psychological studies at the School of Education and Human Development at the University of Miami. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicholas. We are really glad you could share with us your thought leadership today. And we are pleased you could have time with us. And we at the Haiti Tech Summit are happy to have you on this year's edition. Thank you so much. All right. So that was Dr. Nicholas, everyone. our first keynote. We'll quickly transition to our next session, which is a panel discussion. This panel promises to be an exciting one. It's the role of diversity champions and diaspora influencers in advancing Haiti around the world. We'll transition into a quick 30-second countdown to bring in this panel shortly.
Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome to this panel. It is my deep joy and appreciation to be here with you all, and especially to be able to be joined by such incredibly talented, motivated, dedicated people. We have Jean-Marc with us, we have Jessica, and we have Rachel. Welcome to you all. We know that our time is going to be short and sweet, but we hope that in the responses and in the contributions shared by the three panelists, that you all will be able to take something away from this, very concrete advice and experiences to help us all collectively advance our homeland of Haiti. Special thanks again to the Haiti Tech Summit for putting together this really powerful program. So let's begin. Let's jump right in. Again, we're so grateful for our three panelists who are with us today. And we wanted to start with a few words from each. We'll start with Jean-Marc, and then we'll go to Jessica and then Rachel to tell us a bit about their background, right? Tell us how their work brought them to this topic, to this panel, and especially how it connects the diaspora community. Jean-Marc, if you would be willing to start.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Najin, and thank you for the Haiti Tech Summit for having us. So I was born in Haiti, raised in Haiti, and I went to university in the U.S. I had about a 25-year career in finance. I was always working in the development sector, emerging countries, and I eventually decided to start my own consulting practice, really with pursuing my interest to do to work in emerging economies. And about 4 years ago, I started working on a very interesting project called Haiti Invest. And the role of that project has been to help Haitian entrepreneurs and Haitian businesses get access to capital so that they can grow their businesses, hire more people, expand their market share. And so while doing that, I've had the chance to, the pleasure of really working with a lot of diaspora in the US and Canada, and really teach them about the opportunities that exist in Haiti, the challenges that that entrepreneurs have, and what they're looking for, and how the diaspora can help. So I'll let the other folks introduce themselves, but then I'll go into some details about what we've been doing with the diaspora.
Excellent. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Jessica?
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Jessica Pierre, and I am born and raised in Boston. However, I have spent a good chunk of my formative years as a young person living in Haiti. So I've always felt deeply connected to the island. My parents and my family are from Haiti as well too. So I currently work as the Chief Communications Officer in the city of Boston, and I got started in this work mainly because I was always fascinated by the conversations my family was having about politics, whether it was at the dinner table or family gatherings, just seeing the passion in their conversations, whether it was Haitian politics, American politics. So that encouraged me to get involved in politics, and I chose to work in communications because I had always been interested in how the media is able to control narratives. And I've always been concerned about the lack of representation in media, and knowing that the media holds so much power, and making sure that the people feel in charge of the stories that are being told on their behalf. So as a Haitian American, and as someone who works for a city that has the third largest population of Haitians in America, I feel deeply, deeply connected and responsible to ensure that as a city, we are inclusive of the Haitian residents that live here and also culturally competent so that we can engage with them in a way where they feel connected to the work that we're doing.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jessica. I think you all are already starting to hear certain very important keywords as it relates to this topic of conversation. Let's continue with Rachel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me so I can be a part of this wonderful conversation. My name is Rachel Pierre Champagne, and just like Jessica, I was born and raised in Boston. I had my formative years in school systems in Massachusetts. My parents, who especially were dreamers, visionaries, they realized that they were having some challenges in Haiti and decided to give us a better opportunity in the U.S. But at the same time, they wanted to ensure that we knew who we were and our identity and understanding where we using that those values to help us define ourselves and our identity and so on. But remembering those trips going to Haiti as a child, I remember we would lug those huge bags all over the place and, providing goods to friends and families and so on. And I said to myself, and I think I spoke into the universe back then, that there has to be a more systematic, innovative, meaningful way to be able to provide change or to bring change or contribute to change in Haiti. And so during my life journey, I had, completed my studies in international relations and French and an undergrad at Wheaton College, and then did my master's at Columbia University in international education development. And through my undergrad and grad experience, I had crossed paths with many different influencers and mentors. And that had propelled me in doing the work that I do today in Haiti. I now have my own consulting firm. We do different types of services, especially in workforce development and also in adult education and technology, as well as in-service teacher training, as well as in providing any type of services that help with education and education development for those who are in Haiti and in the United States. So it's really interesting that, I hear from Jessica and I hear from Jean-Marc about all of our experience and how we're connected to each other. And Nadine, I know that for sure that you've done a great work and an involvement in how education is critical for the country and the development of the country.
Thank you all so much. I love just the thoughtfulness behind the fact that we are already, the four of us, connecting on investment, right? On communications, politics, education, consulting, all of those different pieces. And I'm sure the diversity of experiences that brought you to where you are today are going to allow you to contribute to this space and this conversation. So for the second question, I wanted to ask you all, in what way do you think the diaspora can effectively contribute to the homeland of Haiti, right? I think all of us understand the needs and the opportunities that exist, but we also know that even when you have good intentions, sometimes you can be part of the problem. You can create harm. So let's talk about how do you effectively contribute to the advancement of our dear homeland of Haiti. Let's start with Jessica. We'll go to Rachel and then Jean-Marc.
Thank you, Nadine. So I mentioned this a little bit briefly, but I think in my role as a communications professional, I really think of how we as a diaspora have a responsibility to tell the true stories about Haiti, because before we can talk about investment in Haiti, we have to talk about the way that Haiti has consistently been portrayed in the media as a country that is extremely poor, lack of security, and people will not invest in something that they don't see hope in, that they don't see light in. And I think that we as a diaspora, as people who have grown up in Haiti or visited Haiti and had some of the best vacations of our lives, ate the best food, been to the best beaches, and know that the people in Haiti are some of the nicest people that we've ever come across, we have to make sure that we're utilizing all of our platforms to counteract those negative narratives that we know contribute to capitalism, contribute to racism and anti-Blackness. And the more that we tell the truth about not only the culture in Haiti, but the history of Haiti and how Haiti has contributed so much to the success of the United States, when we talk about Chicago, Louisiana Purchase, and so much more, the more people will understand that this is a country that didn't just become the way that it is. It's because of systemic disinvestments. And the more that we are honest about how we got to where we are, and the more that we tell the positive stories and the hopeful stories, then people will have the power to dig deeper and want to understand more about the island, and hopefully want to visit or invest in the island, or understand that things don't have to be the way that they are now, and we can help change them.
Hear, hear. Tell the truth. Tell the whole truth, including the history. Very important. Rachel?
Yeah, so just to take it from a different lens, I want to say that I believe that we don't utilize, or we underutilize the diaspora network. There are diaspora like myself, and I think you as well, Nadine, that are in country in Haiti. Unfortunately, I'm actually not in Haiti right now, but in general, there are veterans, retired veterans, there are consultants, there are doctors, nurses, all these different types of technicians and practitioners that are already in country. And we also have the diaspora that's all over the world. And this kind of summit, the usage of technology, it's one kind of format that we can use, or one kind of channel that we can use to really build a network. And make sure that we're all what we're doing is well known, the information is accessible, that there are resources and information that is available for everyone, so that we know what kind of work that's being done. Just like there are challenges within the NGO world, sometimes there are duplication of the same work. If there's information that's out there that's already available, that people know this is the work that one individual is doing, or a group of individuals are doing, then that way it can really build up a better, more reputable and sustainable ecosystem, and that we can all be more effective in the work that we're doing. And then secondly, and I think that this is where Jessica really touched upon well, the importance of our voice, and the importance of making sure all voices are included and that are at the table. While, yes, we have the privilege and the opportunity because of our education and our background to be able to speak up and speak about Haiti and to try to change the narrative, there are also voices in Haiti that are not a part of the conversation. We need to be as inclusive as possible, particularly women and girls in rural communities. And also the disabled community in Haiti. And a lot of these voices, individuals need to be part of the conversation in order for us to be able to ensure that we can promote a systemic change in the country. And then one other point I do want to emphasize on, and the one point I think that really connects us all, is the fact that Haitian Creole is the language that bonds us together. It's the language that freed us nearly 220 years ago. And it's also the tool that allows us to be able to explore and to develop ways for the country to grow and advance. And I think that that is also the language that allows people to do work as myself. If it wasn't for Haitian Creole today, I wouldn't be doing the type of work that I'm doing, both in Haiti and in the United States, supporting different types of businesses and organizations that are doing development work just like myself.
Hear, hear. I'm glad I'm on mute, because when I start to agree, you're going to hear sounds from me. And so I love the ways that we're really pushing on leveraging existing networks and making sure inclusion is not just a buzzword, but actually put into practice. Thank you for that, Rachel. Jamar?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways in which the diaspora can help that it's hard to summarize them in a short time. But I'm just going to go into what I had the pleasure and fortunate enough to be able to do over the last few years. As we're talking about supporting Haitian businesses, as both Jessica and Rachel alluded to, who knows Haiti better than the diaspora? Who can talk about what the real needs are in Haiti? Because a lot of times the narrative, as we've discussed, is so negative. But there is a whole different side to the story. There are Haiti is a country of 12 million people. There are real businesses operating there. There are entrepreneurs doing such important things. And one of the things that we had a chance to do since for a couple of years really is do a lot of diaspora outreach to basically we went to different cities in the US and Canada, and we just started talking about, we brought some entrepreneurs so that they could talk about what it is they're doing in different sectors of the economy. It was agriculture, housing, financial services. And we invited some influential diaspora folks in different cities to just come and listen to these entrepreneurs and ask questions and find out what their needs were. And it was very eye-opening for a lot of people, because that's not the image that they had, even though they were of Haitian descent. That's not necessarily the image that they had. And these businesses were there to talk about their growth opportunities and where they wanted to expand. And so this is not something that you typically hear coming out of Haiti. And it was so sort of interesting to them that people came up to us and said, well, as Haitians overseas, how can we get involved? What can we do to actually support these entrepreneurs? Because we understand that they're fulfilling a vital need for the population, whatever they're providing, whether it's agricultural products or et cetera, they're fulfilling a vital function. So what can we do to get involved? And that's when we started working with other Haitian diaspora who had investment vehicles that were able to take money from diaspora folks and channel them into Haitian businesses. So really serving as a way for the diaspora to directly support Haitian businesses. And that was something that was missing. And I think we still have a long way to go there. But when you think about the valuable resource that we have as the Haitian diaspora outside of Haiti, I don't know if it's like 20% of the population of Haiti is outside of Haitians are out of Haiti, it might be more. But when you think about this huge educated group of people that are passionate about their country, that want to figure out ways to support business and support growth. And, let's remember that, everything that we're doing is important, but one of the things that's really important is jobs. Haitians need jobs. And how do you provide jobs but to support businesses in Haiti, right? We need to keep Haitians employed in Haiti. And so that became a big focus for us, was trying to facilitate that flow or that interest that a lot of overseas Haitians had regarding businesses in Haiti and how they could support them. And that's really, to me, still, even though with all the efforts that we've done, it's still an underutilized resource that we can continue to grow.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. I'm so grateful for your presence here, because I think there's a lot of talk about how sometimes investment in the private sector has insurmountable challenges. And I think you and others have proven that's not the case. And I'm a big fan of what you said. You said a lot of gems, but there's something related to listening and asking questions that I think we cannot forget. Let's have a last and third question before we conclude. Again, our time is short, but let's conclude on this question related to maybe highlighting specific activities and initiatives of your institutions that are paving the way for diaspora engagement. And I'm sure there's many people listening who might want to get involved in your 3 different initiatives. But let's start with Rachel, we'll go to Jean-Marc, and then end with Jessica. Just share with us some concrete ways in which you're paving the way for diaspora to get involved.
Okay, well, thanks to technology, Innovators for Change, our services are available both here in Haiti and in the United States. And Jean-Marc was alluding to how many Haitians are out there or outside of Haiti. There are at least 5 million Haitian Creole speakers outside of Haiti. And so there's so many companies that are outside of Haiti looking for people with various expertise, people who speak Haitian Creole and French, who can provide technical assistance or technical services. And these services can be provided virtually. And as an example, this year, IFC, we were contracted by a global firm that is based out of Vancouver to provide training on gender diversity inclusion training to a microfinance organization in Haiti. And then having that kind of expertise and working in Haiti and having access to technology has made my company an asset. And that can obviously translate to a lot of other Haitians who are working either in Haiti or working abroad that can also provide that kind of services to the different type of companies. And so I think that what's also essential is that Haiti is at a precipice when it comes to technology and globalization. There's a workforce in Haiti, just like Jean-Marc had alluded to, and it's not just it's not just about creating jobs, but it's also preparing the workforce and building up their capacity and also their understanding and knowledge and skill set so that they can compete not only within the country but also abroad. Because with the channel of technology today, that they don't have to leave Haiti to work somewhere else around the world, and that's actually happening as of right now. And so when we can, as a diaspora, offer our services to help and build up the youth and the next generation, and to be able to participate and contribute in a meaningful way and within the global workforce, I think that we're actually making that systemic change and that transformation that is necessary for our community. And I think that's a great way for us to be able to contribute. And then just a last note, the reason why I'm not in Haiti today is because one of my mentees, a young Haitian woman that I had mentored while she was living in Haiti, actually got a Fulbright scholarship and has gone to the United States to do her studies and is graduating today. And so I think that we can, on an individual level and at a global level, can make an impact in the way that we support Haitians in providing them the advice, the mentoring, even if we are not able to provide them the financial resources, but the advice that we offer them can be transformative as well for their life and life-changing.
Beautifully said, Rachel. Thank you so much. Jean-Marc?
Yeah, I'm going to echo something Rachel just said, because one of the most important things that we can do is offer our services in terms of capacity building. And when we talk about helping entrepreneurs in Haiti get access to capital, one of the big problems is that a lot of these entrepreneurs just don't really know how to do it. They don't have that sort of know-how. They don't have the time. They're busy running a business. They don't really have time to start, writing credit memos to the bank and figuring out how to access money. And so one of the things that we did, which was very successful, we had some members of the diaspora that became what for us were transaction advisors. So basically, they went down and they advised the businesses on professionalizing them so that those businesses could become more savvy in terms of accessing capital. A lot of times it's just that entrepreneurs, they're very good at what they're doing, at the business that they're doing, but looking for money and trying to raise capital, that's a whole different kind of activity. And they didn't really have that savviness. And so that's where some members of the Haitian diaspora that have worked in this type of environment, and then, they have the Creole and they know how to navigate the landscape, they were able to help a lot of these businesses, not only with sometimes accessing capital in Haiti from Haitian banks, but also a lot of times getting capital from impact investors or funds, here in the U.S. and overseas and elsewhere, that were really interested in somehow supporting business in Haiti. So I would say that there's so many ways in which the diaspora can help, but I think that the specifics of capacity building is very important, because we've been very fortunate in the sense of being in the U.S. and having the education that we have, that we might take it for granted sometimes. We might think, well, we know how to do this. I'm sure, a lot of other people can figure out. But the truth is that we are exposed to certain markets and ways of doing things that a number of very smart entrepreneurs in Haiti just have not been exposed to doing it. And so we can bring that to the table. And that's really been the focus of our work. It's not about, giving grants or handouts to businesses. It's really teaching them the tools to become stronger at presenting their businesses, presenting the opportunities, analyzing the markets, and making a strong case for their businesses when they're in front of a credit officer at a bank, or when they're in front of an impact fund in the US, or in front of a development finance institution, whatever it may be, but such that they can really present their businesses in the best light possible.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jean-Marc. I really appreciate the emphasis on capacity building and the ways in which we can't just be focused on transactions, but what does it look like to be transformative in our work and sustainable? Great, great. Jessica?
So I'll speak for my role at the City of Boston. So as someone who does manages all the communications for the mayor and the city, one thing that I've been very intentional about is ensuring that we're consistently engaging with Haitian media, whether that's local radio stations, local TV shows, social media platforms that Haitian influencers run, just making sure that we're constantly building connections and engaging with the diaspora so that they do have an opportunity to feel connected to local government, to bring issues that they care about to their local elected officials, et cetera. And another program that has been pretty successful here at the City of Boston is a program under the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Advancement. It's called Immigrants Lead. And the goal is to engage with immigrants in the city and provide them with a civic engagement training where they're learning not only about American government, but also learning about how to organize, learning how to be involved, learning how to share their voices and impact change. And that program has been wildly successful. And many of the graduates of that program are people who have just came from Haiti to the city. So it allows them to re-engage with government where they feel like they can be included. And I think that bridging that gap is extremely important because we focus a lot on economics. So, getting a job, integrating into the culture, but we don't, as first generation immigrants, we don't always feel empowered to actually be involved in government beyond, whether it is getting your residency or being a citizen of the country. So we really want to make sure that people feel equipped with the necessary tools to not just live here, work here, and survive here, but also contribute here and get those tools so that we can also advocate for change back home as well too.
I love that, Jessica. And please know how many people are so proud of you in your leadership position in Boston. And I hope other cities are paying attention because you're doing great, great work in Boston. Just to wrap it up, I know nobody loves these answer in 30-second questions, but in 30 seconds, we would love to hear from each of you if there is a lesson learned, right, that shapes your mindset today as a diaspora influencer, or if there's a concrete piece of advice that you would share with the other attendees about getting involved in making Haiti mighty, stronger, better every single day. Let's start with Jean-Marc. We'll go to Jessica and then Rachel.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
I am.
Well, I would say that it's something that I think we've all mentioned already, but we need to move beyond the narrative because sometimes the narrative is not actually very accurate. And so one thing that I've learned from what I'm doing is there are really talented businesses, entrepreneurs still operating Haiti under difficult environment, but it is still a place where there are real people living there that need services, that need things done. And there is a way for us to provide that support, and it's an important thing for us to do. And so we need to sometimes just move away from the common perceptions that we see on the news and actually look at the reality on the ground.
Hear, hear. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Jessica?
So I'll just challenge us as the diaspora to not just focus on survival. It's great that we're able to send money back home. It's great that we're able to send, the dooms with all the clothes and the materials that people need to survive, but also think forward in how we are creating better systems so that future generations can thrive. And I just want to encourage everyone to remember that the American government is deeply, deeply involved in Haitian government and is deeply meddled in legitimizing government officials that can be very problematic. And we as a diaspora can hold our American government accountable to answering to us and also influencing the work that they're doing over there. So just remember that, yes, we may have made it out of the country, but we still have a deep responsibility to make sure that we're advocating for our family and friends and our people at home as well, too.
What's that, Jessica? Rachel?
Yeah, so in addition to advocacy, we need to always think in a way that's how do we translate our thoughts into something that's actionable and make commitments and try to make make commitments that are tangible and things that we can achieve. I know that sometimes we, like I said, we're visionaries and dreamers, but what's important is that if we're going to dream big, we need to make sure that we create the steps so that we can achieve those dreams, and also ensure that we actually make ourselves accountable in the process in order for us to achieve those objectives. And if the objectives that we have are about advocacy, how do we set it up so that we know that we're doing this on a consistent basis, and that consistency is essential as well. We don't want to just say, okay, we reach our objectives and then what? We need to always continue to think forward and move forward.
Hear, hear. My goodness. Thank you all so much for this. I love this idea of moving beyond the narrative, this idea of really thinking forward. I love that phrase, Jessica. And also this idea of what are we doing to be accountable and actionable? You all are doing that and more. So a huge hats off, chapeau bas to you each. And thank you again to the Haiti Tech Summit for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Najee and panelists. It's been a wonderful panel. And Najee Paul is the moderator, the co-founder and CEO of Ascend Power Haiti. Thank you so much, Najee, for moderating this panel for us. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Thank you, Jessica. And thank you, Rachel. We are really glad you could join us for this year's Haiti Tech Summit. So that was the role of the diversity champions and diaspora influencers in advancing Haiti around the world. We just concluded that panel and we'll quickly transition to the next panel shortly. So we'll take a quick 30-second break before we transition to the next panel. The next panel is an exciting panel that brings an exciting lineup of speakers, which is the Recession Resilience Reimagined panel that's accelerating your business in a down economy. So we'll just kickstart with a short break before we transition to the next panel.
Hello everyone, hope you're doing quite fine. My name is
Okay, welcome, Stephanie. Stephanie will be our moderator for this panel. Stephanie is the founder of Women for Liberty Haiti. Welcome, Stephanie, and I'll hand over this panel to you.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, hope you are doing quite fine. My name is Stephanie Michel, founder of Women for Liberty in Haiti, a nation human women rights organization. Appreciate the invitation. Thanks to the organizers of the 6th Annual Haiti Tech Summit 2022. It is a nation pleasure for me to be part of the panel 2 in order to discuss, to moderate specifically that panel names Recession, Resilience, Reimagining, accelerating your business and career in a down economy. The role of tech in business ecosystem builders, opportunity for entrepreneurs. Let me present you the name of the member of that panel too. I think I'm gonna just cite their name and then I will give them, each of them, a short time to make their presentation themselves. You will know what they are doing, who they are exactly. First, we have Dr. Politian. We have Hadnan Hendricks. We have Jacqueline Alcius, and we have Habson Frovid. Okay, so dear panelists, I will give you 2 or 3 minutes to present yourself. What are you doing in Haiti or all over the world? And then the public can know you more better. Thank you. Let's start with Dr. Politan, please.
Yes, thank you very much for the introduction. Hello, everybody, and thank you for being here today. My name is Dr. Paul Etienne. I was born and raised in Haiti, and I did my university studies here in the US. I got a bachelor's, an MBA, and a doctorate in business administration and finance. I have worked with a lot of multinational insurance companies in the finance sector. And also, I, about 3 years ago, started MadBoo. MadBoo is a company that helps with financial literacy around African American and also Haitian. And that comes with, there's a book online that you can find on Amazon and a lot of other places about personal finance from my company. And we also work with businesses, like small and medium-sized businesses, where we provide them with tools, education, and consulting to help them succeed in the market. And of course, in order for them to succeed, the leaders have to have the right education and the right formation, which is what we also provide with our business consulting model. So I'm very happy to be here today on this panel. I thank everybody that are here listening, and I will also be learning also from some of our panelists, and I've learned a lot from what we've seen so far today. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline, please.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Alcius. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm co-founder and CEO at Abia. Abia is business incubator and accelerator. I have 12 years of experience working with young entrepreneurs in Haiti. I'm the founder of the first club entrepreneurship named Accession. And after I was placed in US and UBA Lab is a business incubator, and I learned a lot from the fellowship program at UBA Lab. And after when I'm back in Haiti, I co-found ABIA, a business incubator. So I'm happy to have this opportunity to talk about my story because when I was 20, I was shocked by the problem of creation wealth in Haiti. There's no business club, there's no business incubator, and the young people leave the country with no hope. We decide to create a good empowerment in order to help them to start their own businesses. So today we are so happy the movement spread all over the country, and we help a lot of young entrepreneurs to start their own businesses. So it's a good pleasure to be with you today in order to share my experience, my story as well.
Thank you. Hendricks, please.
Hi, I'm Adnan Hendricks. I run my own consulting firm. I'm a South African citizen, but currently living in the Netherlands. But work pretty much takes me all over the globe. I've educated and helped the careers of thousands of IT professionals all over the world in the past 2 decades by helping them be the better selves. And something I've always believed in is the art of giving back and paying forward. I've worked with tech companies all over the world, like Microsoft. In fact, in 2010, 2011, after the earthquake, A bunch of our trainers even went to go and do some helping educate trainers in Haiti. That was a program run by Microsoft then. So that was a nice thing to do. And what I currently do is not just consulting, but also in the education space across Africa, rest of the world. But most of my focus now is on third world and Asia, all the growing markets where the help is needed to try and just get those guys interested in tech and show them what they can create and build. So that's
Okay.
what this is all about. Thank you.
Thank you. And our last panelist, Hamsan, please. Hamsan Flaville, please, your presentation, your short presentation, please. Oh, okay. Okay, it seems that we lost Hamsan. I think we can continue and when he come back, we can do it. Okay, I think I have a bunch of questions for you. I think the first one is, I think considering the fact that social is linked to economy and the pandemic, COVID-19, and the crisis in Haiti have been traumatic. To say that the list and statistics show that this was even more of people with a lack of access to digital innovation and technologies. The economic ramifications alongside the lack of access to such basic platforms. In other words, what do you make of the pandemic and crisis reaction? And how can Black entrepreneurs make resilient choices during these times? Like, any of you can reply, have a specific person.
Okay, I can start first.
Okay.
So let's not forget that even before the pandemic, that Black or Haitian entrepreneurs, they've been hit more with the inequalities and resources available to them, with access available to them, like finances and mentorship and a lot of that. So with the COVID-19 pandemic, it has just gotten worse, right? Because now it's a lot harder to meet with people in person. And we've seen a lot of businesses going under because of lack of funds, lack of funds, lack of resources, and also lack of a plan, because not many people did have a plan for the pandemic, didn't know how to respond to that. So with that being said, I think moving forward, Black entrepreneurs and Haitians, I think we should focus more on acquiring more business management skills, right? Because a lot of people have great ideas, but they don't know how to push them on a bigger level, right? So yes, you can build something, but do you have the education or the formation to get the right financing for it, or to get it to the proper channels to send that out for you? Or do you have the proper partnership to allow you to get into doors that you wouldn't be able to get without those type of partnerships? Or do you have the right financial skills to help you with your finances and make right financial projections to see if the plan that you have will get you to the next level? So I think those are some of the skills that we need to perfect in African Americans and Haitians to help us succeed, especially in times like this with the pandemic.
Okay, amazing. So anyone would like to add or to clear some points, please?
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Well, what I think a lot of people after the pandemic and this crisis needs to do is really just look at themselves, and trying to see if what they either currently have been doing in the past, if that's still applicable. I mean, if we look at it, a lot of traditional jobs are already disappearing. If you look at the tech space, and things like education is a big help. people are more connected now than ever with the global economy, people being connected worldwide. And I know that a lot of guys and companies have limited infrastructure, things that's very important that I try to speak to startups and young people just finishing their studies in school is to kind of look at their own skills, like what are they good at. You can't think about a career in terms of a position or something that you want to be, like a title. It's more, what do you like doing, and do something that you love. And also, we all have skills to start off with. So look and see where you can apply the skills that you do have. And with limited infrastructure, people can even go and use free platforms to showcase their skills, what they can bring to the table. We've got places like YouTube where you could create your own education channels, um, Facebook, you name it. A lot of platforms out there that you can use to just show the rest of the world what you can do. And as a start, that's also a place where people can find free training platforms or free training to upskill themselves and also to find out their, navigate their way across this new post pandemic, as I like to call it. And I always say, try something new, go out of your comfort zone and also team up. People shouldn't just stay on their own. They need to team up with like minded souls, and learn from one another. And the strength in numbers. If you have like a community, you can build up a community, which is something that I'm proud to say over the past years, in Nigeria. I went a few years ago. I met two beautiful bunch of guys that were just starting out, created an IT community showcasing their skills, what they could do in the cloud space with cloud technologies. And now, a few years later, it's hundreds and thousands of people that are into it right now. And they've really started a tech hub in Lagos. So
Thank
always
you.
team up. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you for
Well,
all your advices. Oh,
I would
sorry,
like
Jacques?
I would like to add something.
Okay.
So as you know, all the pandemic has affected a lot of small business in Haiti, and the small business are tied to serve the work-end customers. And when we face this situation, the young entrepreneur have to develop a strong mindset,
Mm.
because when we observe on our portfolio, the enterprise who close definitely the doors in comparison with those we still keep operating. The difference is the mindset and the passion they have for what they do, and they try to find a way to continue and make resilient choice in order to move forward. So it is very important, this factor on the business, to work on your mindset, because they will always have tough time. The main question is how you react to these
Mm.
challenges, or you decide to keep moving, find a way to keep moving, and stay alive and survive, in order to go, or you decide to give up. So it is important. This is why in our incubator we put a lot of focus on the development, the personal development, the mindset.
Mm.
Without a growing mindset, without a strong mindset, you can't stay alive in the business, because it's not designed for weak people. It's for strong people. You have to develop a long mindset in order to keep moving, what no matter what the situation. So it's very important to work on your personal development, work work on your mindset, and Keep surrounding yourself with positive people and a winning team, a good mastermind team.
Perfect, perfect. I like that. So if you, I like this word. If you do something you are passionate for it, so you will survive on any circumstances. I really appreciate it. So it's very, very, very important, interesting. So I think I have another question. So according to the findings, we are seeing some of the tech companies and innovative early stage Black entrepreneurs being some the worst affected in the business world in this post-pandemic and the lockdown effect in Haiti. In this way, we notice in Haiti several businesses are closing in Haiti, and the last one is the last case is Leisure SA on December 10th. So, what advice do you have for Black tech professionals to navigate and the lack of resources and funding in a down economy like the 80s one, right?
Well, can I can I start?
Yeah, you may.
Okay. Simon Sinek said he considers the company like a car and the money like the gas. You can have a beautiful car without gas, they can move. So it is important to have money, but money is not the main purpose of the company. But without money, we can move.
Yeah.
So it is so important to work on yourself in order to find money. So about the lack of resources, we are living in a changing world. It is a digital world. We have a lot of resources available. We have to work with many staff. For example, for the company ABIA, we have a lot of staff living on different cities and different countries because we try to weigh out the best of the technology, the digital world. So it is important. I encourage all the young entrepreneurs to not focus only on the money, but have a good purpose. In my own experience, what I discovered, there's 4 points we have to work on in order to face this challenge. The first one is find your passion, because there's a lot of fun available in the world, but they are looking for people who are passionate for what they do. The second one is be valuable and bring value. If you can add value to people's life, they will not be interested in your product and your service. And the third one is be excellent. It is important to excel at what you do, because people are looking for the best solution, and we live in a competitive world. If you can present something different, significant, you can become a magnet and attract people and clients to you. Investor, it is sure there's a problem of discrimination, but if you are passionate at what you do, if you excel at what you do, if you bring value, no matter what the color of your skin, you will attract people, you will attract money because you are different. So I think money is not the problem. If you become valuable, you are passionate at what you do, I think you will attract people, you will attract money to you. It's like a magnet. So it is important to not complaining every day about money, because my team and I, we learn this lesson very hard. But when we learn this lesson, we keep applying it, and we start having result. So it is important to focus on this point. And the last point I would like to add is persevere. So Angela Lee, in a research, she said the common factor of successful people and various fields is not the QI, is not the look, the physical health, but it is grit. Grit means passion and perseverance for the long-term goals. So if you develop this, you work on these 4 points, and you add perseverance at it, I think you will attract money, and we are with the best of money available in the world. So it's very important to not complain, but work on yourself, become a magnet, and you will attract money and resources. And do your best to find the best of the digital world, but because it is a lot of opportunity available, you can have your staff on different cities. You can develop tools like webinars, other tools. You can we are with the best of this technology too. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone? Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Anyone would like to add some, or have some other question for you? I don't know. Anyone would like? Please.
I'll add something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll add something to that
Sure.
real quick. I'll be quick. So, like Hendrik said earlier, like Mr. Hendrik said earlier, like look around you and see what businesses are flourishing. Like if the industry you're in now, where is it going? Is it going up or is it in decline? So be aware of which industry you're in first. The second thing is you want to be able to bootstrap, right? So some things, unless you have like a proven model, people are not going to throw money at you just because you have great ideas, right? So maybe you have to start with your own family, with your friends, or with yourself, because if you can't, if you can't get your own family to invest in you, so imagine someone else that don't know you, don't even know your idea. Imagine how much harder it is for them to take you serious and say, hey, here's my money. Like recently I read about a company in Australia. The two brothers, they got $13,000 from their parents, and now 6 years later that company is valued at over $1 billion, right? So it's not really just the financing. Don't just put out people's money. Like, can you get it from yourself? If not, can you get it from a friend or from a family? Because that's when you will be building your negotiation skills and building your presentation skills. Because if you can't convert them to become investors, it's going to be a lot harder to convert a company. And the third thing I want to add is because a lot of us, unfortunately, yes, we do get into business, but we don't have the right documentation. We don't have the right paperwork. So people, you have a website, it's great, but do you have like the financials that you can show a company or an investing firm to say, here's what I've done, here's my numbers, here's my projection, here's what I expect to do, for you to say yes, that would make good sense for me to invest in your.
Okay. Thank you. Another question. As the world is moving, people are more focused on remote work. So how well do you think it can be adopted to in your line of work?
Can I
Yeah.
add? Well, I'd say right now you have to be. It doesn't matter what industry you're on. We're all living in a digital economy, And every business is really a digital business, or needs to be, even though you may be manufacturing, but you still need to market it. People need to know about your product or your
Okay.
service or your skills. And just like I mentioned, where you have so many different avenues right now, even with public platforms available that you can go and use with remote technology software, which is quite big right now, video and voice. I mean, we sitting in our own offices and homes right now, proving that the tech works, and also that this is really the way forward. Also, if you look at the growth in podcasts and online platforms where educational videos and people just marketing themselves. I used to build infrastructure to be able for companies to be able to work from anywhere, living the life, traveling everywhere, and for my own company. So everybody has to. It's not really much of a question whether you should or not. You definitely should, especially after this past few years of the pandemic. The companies that were in a position to quickly switch to remote work, they came out winning. The companies that couldn't transition to remote work, they died. So I'd say in future, to also future proof your business, you have to be.
Okay, thank you. But okay, okay. But what are some of the challenges you foresee, and how do you think it can be solved? This is my last question for you. What's some challenges you foresee about it?
Can I continue?
Okay, if you want, yeah.
Well, funding is always a big thing, and especially for people that are even just looking for jobs and opportunities. There's platforms like Upwork, where even if you're living in Haiti, you can provide your online skills, your digital skills, to all these different freelance websites. So one of the challenges is always trying to find a customer or client. You don't just have to look locally; the whole world is open. So go and look at all these freelance websites where you can provide your skills, um, even the cloud space. People using tools such as artificial intelligence that are helping with automation, also in the type of business that you're doing, because I know that all repetitive, automated jobs in the next couple of years they're not going to exist anymore. So the real reason is education, upskilling and customer service. But like Jacqueline said as well, you need a strong mental stability.
Okay, okay.
Very.
Okay, thanks for all your advices, your resources. So anyone has a final word, but you have to conclude. We don't have any time to, but we would like to discuss more, but we don't have, unfortunately, much time. So anyone would like to add a final word? I don't know, maybe. Please.
You are muted.
You are muted.
I would like to point out two things. The first one is about the challenge we foresee. The first one is logistic challenge because people sell buy more and more. We will need to adjust in order to bring out solution to this. We have to deal with modernized port access as well. And the last one is the piracy and hacking because we live in a digital world. We will need to face these challenges in order to bring out solution as tech entrepreneurs.
Perfect, amazing, perfect. So it's no, it's okay. You don't have a final word, so you have to.
I have one last thing to say. Is
Okay,
that,
okay.
if you're in tech right now, look into cybersecurity because everybody going online, there's going to be a lot of privacy issues. There's going to be a lot of compliance issues, especially if you're in the financial sector or in the healthcare sector. So look into those and also into AI like Chat GPT if you've heard about that. That's changing the world right now. So stay up with the market and educate yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. Personally, I learned so much, and I hope that the same for the public. And personally, I'm very satisfied. So my last word, I think by our all efforts, we can really build another Haiti or another world with our ideas, actions, technologies, and by growing social economic opportunities for people, especially for women who are generally facing a lack of access of education. So women are more affected by gender violence too. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for your resources, ideas. Thank you so much. Amazing. I'm so proud of the panel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, Adnan, and Dr. Etienne. It has been a wonderful panel. I followed the discussion closely, and I believe it's been a good time for us all. We'll now transition to our next headline speaker. For our next headline speaker, we have Mrs. Christine Coupe, who is the CEO of Dagmar Haiti. She's our headline speaker for this 6th annual edition, and I'll just welcome her to the screen immediately. Welcome, Christine. We are really pleased to have you for the 6th annual Haiti Tech Summit. We are really pleased you could share your thoughts with us today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be part of the 6th annual Haiti Tech Summit. I've been in all of them. And thank you to all of those who are tuned in and listening to us with a great conversation. I got here a little late, but I've listened to most of the interventions, starting with Mrs. Nicola about mental health. Mental health is wealth. It was a great, great session, and a great panels followed her. So I'll briefly introduce myself. I'm an entrepreneur living in Haiti, doing business in Haiti and the climate that we've just discussed a little bit during the different panels, in a society where mental health will become a major issue. So I think all of these topics link very well. But at the same time, looking at this topic of the recovery to the rebirth and how technology can play a role in the future of Haiti. So I want to focus my talk around this main topic today, maybe making links at certain points to some of the things I've heard today. And I'd like to start by saying that all of us here and all of our leaders, that as innovators, we have the responsibility to lead by example. There is an opportunity today in this ongoing crisis to change the narrative about Haiti and even to change the paradigm about Haiti. And we need our diaspora to work with local actors. That's the only way we can build back our society. We need to put more humanity at the core of our actions. In this talk, I want to share insight that will help us build communities with impact in mind. So this ongoing crisis in Haiti is making it clearer every day that the most pressing issue we face as a society is inequality and the lack of access and opportunity that goes with all these inequalities. We have great people, a lot of talent. We have hard workers. It's just a lack of opportunity and access. For this country to prosper, we need to put the emphasis on the underrepresented communities that we've just mentioned in all the previous talks. I heard in the diaspora panel with Rachel, Najin, Jean-Marc, and Jessica that we can change the narrative. There are real entrepreneurs, such as myself, living and doing business in Haiti. One of the major issues that we find is connectivity. We don't have there's a huge digital divide. One thing that maybe the pandemic taught us is that connectivity is essential. A lot of businesses would not have been to survive or keep moving if they weren't able to connect. Imagine how difficult that is in a country where connectivity is a luxury. So, as a people, with our diaspora, and as the leaders and innovators that we are, we need to push our government as well as the private sectors to understand the value of connectivity for people like Haiti. They need to move quickly and they need to invest in digital infrastructure. It needs to be an appealing environment for people to bridge this gap. I believe that the promise of bringing high quality internet to people in Haiti, we're talking about 3G, 4G in Haiti, maybe even 5G. That would be the only way to close the digital divide. We need to democratize computing power, enable people to work from anywhere, and driving this digital transformation, growth, innovation, creating job. That's the only way to a more sustainable economy. We need to take a whole different approach to workplace design, because in Haiti, you have to show up, you have to be present, you have to punch card. But we need legislation to support this, and we need political vision and power to be able to change the legislation of working from home or working hours, rates, holidays. There's so many things that we need to put in place. I also think that our job as leaders is to unite and motivate people. We heard a lot about that in the previous talks. We need to create entrepreneurs. In their heart and their core, Haitians are entrepreneurs. You see the quantity of private, small, informal sector entrepreneurs, the Madame Sarah, the merchants on the streets. But the entrepreneurship spirit is lit inside all Haitians. So it's extremely important for our diaspora to continue to help with this systemic change. I heard Rachel and Jamal talk about that, about mentoring programs and how they're participating, and also providing support to help entrepreneurs in Haiti have access to capital. We need to embrace this new model of collaboration, especially with the diaspora. That can also happen in Haiti because people do business for themselves and they don't look at the neighbor or at the smaller guy. But we need to build ecosystems on empathy, shared experience, and understand that that's the only way we can move Haiti forward. We need to build a tech ecosystem to meet entrepreneurs where they are today. So there is a basis, there's a reality, and we need to help them. And I was very, very happy to hear Rachel, Jean-Marc, and the others. We need to help these entrepreneurs get rid of the barriers that they face, in helping them remove these barriers and create environments in which they can succeed, in which they can create wealth for themselves, and wealth trickles down. If there's a lesson I've learned in participating to Haiti Tech Summit and other tech ecosystems around the world, is that innovation always, always wins. We need to help bring innovation and business mindsets with speed, agility, and the capacity to problem solve. It's key to building any society. It's key to building any successful business of the future. I mean, Haiti has so much talent and so many things we could share. We need to create a secret sauce that will be used as resources and something to support an ecosystem for startups and entrepreneurs, giving them the ability to connect and support each other. As innovators, I said, we have the responsibility to lead by example, and we need to use technology to keep people connected and constantly create ways to deepen the connection for the entrepreneurs inside the ecosystem. I don't want to get into specifics about the Haitian crisis. I don't think this is the platform, but and I think it's great that we're able to talk about the opportunities to get out of a crisis and to change the narrative rather than focus on causes of the current crisis or recurring crisis. But it's if one thing comes out clearly in those recurring crises is that we cannot get out if businesses, private sector, governments, and international partners of Haiti, if they don't participate together to create a resilient economy, a more balanced and fair economy, and a society that can positively serve people from all walks of life, as well as set a basis for the next generation. We can't lose sight of past successes and small achievement, but there's the opportunity to do so much more. If we manage this crisis well, we could really start a recovery process. We've had scars as a people from disasters, natural disasters, crisis, crime, kidnapping, all kinds of trauma. But only a strong feeling of rebirth can help us cure these scars and move forward. I was happy to hear Jacqueline earlier talk about stronger mindsets. We need to keep moving, as he said in the resilience panel. Also, Stephanie, who said, we can build another Haiti more equal for the people. We have no choice at this point. And I think this is a very, very positive conversation to start with this rebirth process of the Haiti that we all want to see. I will conclude by saying that technology and entrepreneurship, collaboration are the only path to recovery and rebirth in the realms of communication, disaster recovery, and even economic development for this country. As innovators, I repeat, we have the responsibility to lead by example. The crisis requires that parameters of coexistence be rethought within a lens of solidarity. That's the secret sauce I was talking about. We need solidarity, not only between the people of Haiti, but between the Haitians who live in Haiti and those who are living abroad. As a people, we have the moral imperative of addressing social inequalities now. We need to connect people and empower our youth, empower our citizens as social actors who are working towards providing wider access to technology. That's the only way forward. As innovators, it's an ethical and moral imperative for us to start this so that Haiti can be reborn again. I don't know how I'm doing on time.
Yeah, you are right on time. Thank you so much, Christine Coupe, for that remarkable keynote address. I'm really glad to have you on this year's session as well. We have taken, I think it's been a very exciting and inspiring speech you've given to us. So, and as you can see from the chat feed, everyone is buzzing and excited about your address. So thank you so much once again for the keynote
Again,
address for this year's
it
session.
was my pleasure to be here and part of this great conversation to move Haiti forward. Very inspired by all the people I heard today. Thank you again to all the speakers and to all of those who are listening to us today. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much once again. Okay. So that was our keynote address. Christine Coupe, who is the CEO of Dagna Haiti, one of the remarkable thought leaders that we have in Haiti, sharing her thoughts there as well. So we'll quickly transition to the next session where we talk about the Caribbean Tourism Career Accelerator. So early this year, we began a career tourism career accelerator, and we decided to start with Haiti. This was sponsored by the IDB Lab and then our foundation arm, which is the Global Startup Foundation, as well as the Haiti Tech Summit team supporting us on this programming. So what's the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator all about? But first, the Global Startup Foundation. It's the Global Startup Foundation, the charity arm of the Global Startup Ecosystem, launched the Caribbean Tourism Career Accelerator, and this was the Caribbean's first and largest digital career workforce program. We announced this accelerator program as the first and largest digital career workforce program that we wanted to create and engage, train, and prepare youth professionals for jobs of the future within the tourism sector. This free multi-week training and subsequent internship program featured over 100 tourism stakeholders, corporate partners, and government affiliates from within the Caribbean region. So this career accelerator program was in two parts. For the part one was the accelerator tourism training sessions. We had assignment study days for the cohorts that joined the session from Mondays and Fridays, and we also had live session days where they had speakers coming in on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays to share their thoughts and give them much needed experience and training on careers within the tourism industry. Some of the roles that we looked at within this accelerator programming included front desks, receptionists, resort managers, housekeepers, hotel accountants, chef, kitchen staff, waiters, baristas, travel agents, tour guides, tourist information center representatives, adventure tour guides, amusement park, wedding coordinators, events planners, among many others. The second part featured internship companies where the cohorts were posted to certain companies to work and gain valuable experience, both within the tourism sector, both locally and internationally. We had Google, H the Act, Tourism Academy, Stylista Group. We had a Caribbean group. We also had Grants as well as Cody Spice. This is just to mention a few of the companies that were involved in the internship phase of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. And we are pleased to announce the second edition of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator, which is the second edition, Haiti Digital Edition. Applications have been open, and we are pleased to share that now today. We encourage everyone to apply for the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. This is a call to action. To apply, we are accepting applications on a rolling basis until the closing date. We open applications at the beginning of the month, on 1st December, and so far the team is working hard to select the next cohort of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. This application is open until the 30th of December, where we close applications, and then we'll begin the program sessions from January to March 2023. So to get involved in this Career Tourism Accelerator, we encourage you to apply via HaitiTechSummit.com. So you simply go to www.haititechsummit.com and access the application link to apply for this free multi-week training and subsequent internship programming, which would feature 100 plus tourism stakeholders, corporate partners, and government affiliates who take you through both accelerator programming and an internship phase where you learn more. So I mentioned earlier we had a cohort before the first edition, which ended this year, before we are launching the second edition. So on this call today, we would have two members of that cohort to join in to share their thoughts and their experience on how the first session went. So I'll first start with Dolores Judy. I'll start with Benji Charles, who is an accelerator cohort from the first edition of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. We have Benji Charles and Dolores Judy who will be sharing their thoughts. So I'll be first introducing Benji Charles to start with his presentation. Welcome, Benji. Yep. Okay. Also wait for Benji to get ready. Judy, are you ready? Dolores, Judy. Okay. So we had 250 member cohorts on the first accelerator program, and these two have been selected to share their experience and their thought leadership with us today. These are members of the 2022 cohorts before we begin the 2023 cohorts. So Judy, if you're ready, give me a signal and I'll get you quick started.
I am here.
Okay. Hello, Dolores. Welcome.
Greeting everyone.
Okay. We lost Dolores there as well. So we'll continue this experience sharing on the Metaverse edition where we would allow the cohorts share their thoughts there as well to do that. So for this year's edition, I'll repeat our call to action again. Apply via the Haiti Tech Summit website. You just simply apply via www.haititechsummit.com. Applications opened at the beginning of December, and we are accepting applications on a rolling basis until the 30th of December, where we close applications and then begin the next phase of the Career Accelerator Tourism Program. Okay. So I would welcome Dolores once again to share her experience.
Okay. Greetings, everyone. Can I start now?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. To introduce myself, I'm Dolores Jody, linguist and hotelier by training, trainer at UN Women Haiti, expert in customer service for 2 years, specialist in culinary arts. My experience about Haiti Tech Summit. 90 days training was given by the Global Startup Ecosystem team under the name of Caribbean Tourism Accelerator Internship. This program was conducted with the participation of several trainers and about 2,100 Asian participants. My experience with this training. This training was a plus for me, a reminder on the hotel and tourism industry, and an opportunity for me to understand the international tourism market, how this sector has evolved a lot during the last 10 years. The trainers were very professional. My recommendation, I wish that next year there will be less trainer and a way to emphasize the interactions of the participants. I recommend this training to all aspiring participants as it is a way to build network, to update oneself, and also to get a diploma. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Dolores. We are really pleased you could share your experience from the Haiti Career Tourism Accelerator. As said before, we are coming up with the next session, and we're really glad you could share your experience with us today. We'll take a short break before we transition to the next phase of the program. That was Dolores Judy, who is a member of the first cohort of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator, and she shared her experience within the accelerator programming, where it was two-phase with internship and then accelerator programming. We'll have a closer remarks from our founder, the founder of the Haiti Tech Summit, as well as the CEO of the Global Startup Ecosystem, who would go on shortly to give her closing remarks before we move on to the Metaverse networking session. I hope you're all excited about joining the Metaverse networking session. It's been an exciting time for the past 2 hours, and we are really pleased we could transition to this phase shortly. Welcome, Christine, and we are pleased to have you for the Haiti Tech Summit. This is the founder of the Haiti Tech Summit and the CEO of the Global Startup Ecosystem. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you so much, Dan. Really a pleasure to be on and just so exciting. Another year, IT Tech Summit back at it again. And it's just been such an interesting journey, being able to connect with everyone and share with everyone, like, the work that we do at Haiti Tech Summit and why we do it every single year, despite challenges, despite, circumstances. And I think one thing that I would say with this year in particular was having a different way of looking at opportunities, looking at what's forward thinking, whether it's like the metaverse, whether it's, looking at just like how to leverage technology in a virtual digital plus world, and how Haiti can leverage that despite the challenges that the country is still experiencing 2 years later. And so I'll start by sharing that obviously many people know me as the founder of Haiti Tech Summit. But prior to Haiti Tech Summit, I've been on a long, almost like decades journey as a serial entrepreneur building tech ecosystems around the world, not only as the founder and CEO of the global startup ecosystem, but in many ways as a global speaker, speaking about tech and entrepreneurship. And when I brought this conversation to Haiti via Haiti Tech Summit, my passion has always been the future of Haiti is not just going to be one where it's just about changing the narrative, just about, changing how people understand the culture, the people, and the work that we have done over the years, but also leveraging a platform that is truly transforming society as a whole. And how do we get the country as a nation to tap into that? And I said one time that, we may have missed the agricultural revolution or the industrial revolution, but we should never, never, never miss the opportunity to miss the technology revolution that's happening right now, right before our eyes. And so with that said, I want to not take us all the way back at 2017. I know usually I go all the way back to 2017 when Haiti Tech Summit was launched. But I want to take us back to the pandemic because during the pandemic, I think it was for the first time, if there were any naysayers to the Haiti Tech Summit vision and the brand and the passion that we put out there in the country, we were validated in so many ways where people were like, I get it now. Because many times when people used to hear Haiti Tech Summit or Haiti and tech in the same sentence, well, Haiti has infrastructure problems. Haiti doesn't have, Wi-Fi and access. People focus so much on the negative and the reality on the ground regarding some of the shortcomings that the infrastructure had when it comes to connectivity. But at the same time, while Haiti is very challenging in many ways, there's a lot of resilience on the ground where there's a will, there's a way. And many times we have to visualize where do we want the country to be in order to capitalize on opportunities to get it to that point. And so fast forward to the pandemic, whether there was infrastructure issues or not, people had to figure out how to get online, right? And those who finally did get online, whether it was like digitizing their business, their careers, their work, connecting back home with family and loved ones, there was a greater conversation as to how unprepared are we for what's next, right? And so Haiti Tech Summit 2020, we dived into launching this edition, making it accessible to as many people as possible across the country and across the diaspora. And it was in that year that we realized remote work and the future of work need to be a predominant conversation because many people associate, again, Haiti Tech Summit with our work on the ground when it comes to entrepreneurship, startup accelerators, workshops to empower entrepreneurs. But how do we empower young career individuals, people who are ages 18 to 35, young people, to prepare them for the workforce that's to come?
And so that year, we launched Haiti's first digital career accelerator program. And I will say that we took a leap of faith with this launch because we didn't have a company backing or institutional backing. We just went to the community, crowdfunded the support, got it live, and we launched. Fast forward to 2021, where the world was still adjusting to this digital first world post COVID. And we still were, in many ways, dealing from the ramifications of not only COVID, but transitioning into the digital space. Haiti Tech Summit, the 5th annual edition, this time we did another edition of the work when it comes to getting people placed in internships, and announced the tourism career accelerator, being that as a Caribbean island, tourism is such a dominant industry that represents such economic opportunity within the country. And so now fast forward to this year, I'm so pleased to say that, even though Haiti Tech Summit is not in person, and I know many people who are part of the Haiti Tech Summit community remember those moments where they were connecting with each other on a deeper level in person in 2017 and 2018 and 2019. There is still work to be done in the virtual space. And we thought, like, let's take it to the next level and introduce the Haitian ecosystem to the influence and the opportunities within the metaverse. This actually has been the year of the metaverse in many ways. I know we looked at cryptocurrencies and FTs and the metaverse, and we've seen that there's been a lot of highs and lows within these respective industries, especially considering the crypto crash that we're all experiencing. But if you look at the potential for young people to tap into the next version of the internet. We are now, we've experienced Web 1.0, we've experienced Web 2.0. What does Web 3.0 look like? And how can Haitian citizens tap into that new and next level generation of web and connectivity? And so this edition, of course, I'm pleased to say that we're launching the next edition of the Caribbean Tourism Accelerator. I know the team has done a great job in really putting through hours and weeks of work of the first cohort. So we're pleased to announce the next edition. And I conclude by saying that Haiti Tech Summit is more than an event. Every single year since 2017, we convened the best and the brightest minds and upcoming influencers to come together and have a conversation. Like this year, you've seen phenomenal speakers come and contribute their work, their time, their energy, their perspective to this year's 6th annual edition of Haiti Tech Summit. And beyond their words, when you look at the journey of Haiti Tech Summit over the past 6 years, we went from being a platform to convene the minds and innovators and the influencers of the country and the diaspora every single year, to instituting programs every year to empower the people from the summit to the ground. We have continuously done work to really forward our entrepreneurs, our young people in their careers, businesses and SMEs, how to digitize and be ready. And probably most importantly, I would say it's underutilized, but I think we need to really look at our ability to just share hope and inspiration about the potential for Haiti despite the setbacks. I can't stress enough, Haiti at this point, I have to admit, is going through a lot. The country is going through a lot, from political unrest to all that you have seen in the media, to losing a head of state, to economic challenges, social challenges. I mean, the list goes on. But we all know you cannot fight darkness with darkness. You can only fight it with light. And so I pray and I hope that us being one of the only events that is still going strong for the 6th year in a row. And I applaud all Haitian diaspora and Haitian community members that push through, not only when times are great, but push through when times are hard like this for the country. I'm even getting emotional thinking about friends of mine who have been affected from the current climate in the country. We got to keep pushing. So if you are here witnessing on the Haiti Tech Summit thread, watching this event, and we heard from the speakers, if you are demoralized, lift your head up. If you feel like giving up, try again. If you feel like this is not worth it, it's been 200 plus years, this, that, and third, try again. There's still 200 more years that we could go, right? Whatever sentiment of doubt that you have, understand that when there's doubt, there's still room for growth. There's still room for opportunity. There's still room for a different type of narrative and opportunity for this country. And if you don't believe in the potential of a country, believe in the individuals that you've met from Haiti. I'm sure many of you have met Haitians. Many of you have met Haitian diaspora. You have met the people. If you believe in one person who is Haitian today and the power and influence that they have when they walk into the room, then you can believe in a nation's capacity to get past this chapter. So with that said, I hope that Haiti Tech Summit has touched someone's life today, has tapped into someone's potential for looking at 2023 and beyond in a greater capacity. Because again, the theme for this year's summit, from recovery to rebirth, how technology can reset the future of Haiti. And I say this as someone who is institutionally involved, capacity involved in the country, that I am not giving up. And I pray and I hope that many of you, in any capacity that you have, don't give up and still push forward. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions, your time, your effort. I want to applaud everyone who's been a part of this year's edition and every edition since. And I want to applaud the people that we haven't noticed, that we haven't shouted out. Just because you haven't gotten the shine doesn't mean that someone's affected by your mission and your contributions. I want to thank you as well. So with that said, thank you so much on behalf of the Haiti Tech Summit team and the entire diaspora ecosystem. Thank you so much for being a part of this year's edition. With love and energy and good cheer, I wish all of you the very best as we look forward to the Haiti that we want and that we believe in going forward. So thank you. Stan, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Christine. And we are pleased to have this session this year for the Haiti Tech Summit. This is the 6th annual edition. If you remember, at the beginning, I talked about it being the Metaverse edition, and we are really grateful to our global partners who have made this edition possible. It has been live on our socials, on YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as our website on the www.haititechsummit.com. We have our live networking session on the Metaverse Hub. Now, if you registered, you would have received the Metaverse link to join. If you RSVP, you first receive your access to the Haiti Tech Summit Metaverse Hub, where you'll be allowed to create your avatar to join the Metaverse Hub. Once you're able to create your avatar, you'll be ushered in to join the Metaverse Hub, where you network with the community within the Metaverse Hub. We have 3 doors once you enter. The first door leads to the networking hub, where you can network with other participants within the Metaverse Hub, as well as a game room where you can go in and try your hands at a few games, as well as network with others within the gaming room. And we also have a roundtable session room where you can have roundtable discussions on topical issues that concern all of you. So we are transitioning to the Metaverse Networking Hub within the next few minutes once we wrap up live here. We would like to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us today, to all our speakers, to all our partners as well, our keynote speakers, including Christine Coupe, who you just heard from, as well as Dr. Nevin. We also had Dr. Etienne joining us on one of the panels, Dr. Gerda Nicholas, who joined us from the University of Miami, as well as Christine Coupe from DACMA. We also experienced the workshop session with Ryan Folland, who talked about how to leverage your brand and how to introduce yourselves by telling people the problems that you solve. And I hope you're able to learn something from all our keynote speakers as well as the panel discussions. We had 2 panel discussions today. So I'd like to say a big thank you to all our panelists and moderators who were able to moderate the panels that we had today. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. We'll be transitioning to the Metaverse session next. where you would have received the RSVP link if you registered, and also to join the Metaverse Networking Hub. Once you receive the networking link, you check your emails, you'd see the access link to the Haiti Tech Summit Metaverse Hub, where you'll be allowed to create your avatar and join us within the Metaverse community. Once you are in, you enter and network with the community through 3 main doors: the networking lounge, the game room, as well as the roundtable session. Thank you, everyone, once again for your time and your commitment to this Haiti Tech Summit from the beginning of the session till now. Really pleased to have you all. Thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the Haiti Tech Summit.
Why Haiti Tech Summit? Now, the reason why we want the Haiti Tech Summit is for several reasons. First and foremost, we want to not only catapult Haiti forward through innovation, tech, and entrepreneurship, but Haiti is not just the first Black republic. We know Haiti can actually transform itself and be a new global case study for what happens when you get the right influences in the room to transform a nation.
Bienvenue en Haïti. Welcome to Haiti. Welcome to Haiti.
A startup ecosystem has different stakeholders. First is the people, the investors, the entrepreneurs, the influencers, all of you in the room, right? And of course the institutions, the universities, the government, the corporations. And they come together to build a bedrock in an environment to foster entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs.
The first winner is Lamia Macron.
Now the reason why that is so crucial, as you know, when you think about Google and how it transformed the internet, or Uber, how it transformed transportation, Airbnb, startups and SMEs actually transform an ecosystem. They are literally the bedrock of a government, of a country, of an entire economy. And so when we came together for this tech summit, we thought, who are the influencers we need to connect with to bring them together to kick off Haiti and make it a new model of innovation? That's the reason if you see the bios and profiles of the people who are here today, they each have a contribution. But also you have a contribution as well. Because like I said, the people is also the bedrock for the environment for a startup or an SME to actually excel. So you're part of that conversation.